Grimes has joined the Lizzo defense squad officially. She shared a bunch of tweets in support of Lizzo following the lawsuit over her alleged mistreatment of her backup dancers. And she's basically taking a stand against cancel culture by defending someone who you won't face any backlash for defending. She, before we get into that though, she also came out in support of Doja Cat after she basically trashed her own fan base and said that she doesn't love them anymore. Doja Cat put out a new song called Paint the Town Red. It's kind of catchy, but I saw people saying, you know, it's funny how you can shave your eyebrows off and, you know, get a tattoo of a demon sigil and still not be edgy. Grimes said, "This is simply a masterpiece. I don't think it's cool to lash out at fans, but I don't think anyone can truly understand the psychic perils of fame unless they've been through it, and I've never seen a genius without dragon energy. Doja has always been a friend and deeply kind person to me. She's one of my favorite artists. I hate when an artist gets canceled and we're all quiet because we don't want guilt by association. Doja will be one of the greatest artists of all time, and we all know it, and I don't care if I get in trouble for adoring this, damn." I don't think Doja Cat really got canceled though, right? I guess she was getting canceled by her own Stan accounts.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, like, was she canceled this time?
Depends on what you think is a cancellation.
What is your definition of canceled? Right? Like, I don't know what your definition of canceled is, but it seemed like more like she was just getting in a back and forth with her own fans.
Yeah, was she invited upon herself?
Yeah, that's not
I don't think
the same
that
thing.
celebrities can get canceled. Celebrities can't get canceled because they're anti-fragile.
Yeah.
They have a platform that can't really be taken away from them. Kanye being the exception, not the rule. I think ordinary people can get canceled when the stakes are higher for them.
Yeah.
They can lose their jobs. They can get expelled from their schools. They can be a Google search away, and all that comes up about them is what they were canceled for. Whereas with rage that's directed at someone like Doja Cat or Lizzo, it's a flash in the pan. It can go away for them. They also have enough money where they could retire if they wanted to.
What about Gina
Ordinary
Carano?
people can get canceled. I mean, I guess you could say, you know, some celebrities on the outskirts of the industry, they can get canceled or soft canceled in a way, in a certain sense, but it doesn't mean they're not going to get work again. You can choose to ghettoize yourself by going public about certain beliefs you have that are controversial.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you're screwed over for life for doing so. Ordinary people are in it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
So I don't think that celebrities can actually get meaningfully canceled. And
so you think that what she's doing
but they
here
get the
isn't...
most sympathy when they are canceled, which isn't fair. So here's what Grimes had to say about Lizzo. "I love Lizzo, not saying I don't believe people when bad things happen, but I had dancers mistreated on my watch in ways I didn't find out about until way later. Maybe shit was bad, but loyalty matters to me. Lizzo was kind to me and others for a decade before she was cool, and she checked in when no one cared. I've only seen exemplary behavior from her, especially when everyone was hating on me and she was on top of the world. There was no reason for her to check in besides to be a good person, just my 2 cents. I recall when she first blew up being so happy because I'd never known such an admirable person to find fame in the music industry. I struggle to believe she would have so radically changed. Tired of a culture that seeks to destroy its greatest virtues, Lizzo is amazing. I don't think that our culture's virtue is in a pop star like Lizzo, simply because she's fat.
Well, yeah, she says, I struggle...
Society's greatest virtues are embodied by Lizzo?
Yeah.
In what planet? I just don't understand that. And then her followers came at her and she got into a back and forth about this. One said, "Grimes, it's because you're rich and wealthy and have influence. Lizzo is a classist abuser who doesn't believe people on her level deserve respect." So they think that Lizzo only was reaching out to Grimes because she has clout. Yeah. And Grimes said, "Lizzo was nice to me before Elon when she blew up and I was still indie. She was nice to me in like 2012 before anyone cared about either of us. She checked in while I was canceled AF, while I was pregnant, when most people abandoned me because they didn't want the association. She was kind when I was only a liability to her. I respect that hardcore. That's a good person." It should be noticed she didn't check in on her or support her publicly. She went to her privately. So it's different than defending Lizzo publicly when she didn't defend you publicly. But Grimes wasn't even canceled. Grimes was never canceled for anything.
Yeah.
People got mad at her because she was dating Elon Musk and that she was a class traitor because she calls herself a communist. When in no meaningful way is this woman a communist. She just poses for paparazzi while reading Marx. So this person was never canceled either. But celebrities seem to think that if they receive any backlash for something they say or do publicly, as public figures, that means they're getting canceled. The real meaning of canceled is that you actually had opportunities taken away from you, that you lost your job, that people were calling your school, people were harassing your family, trying to ruin your life, trying to make every Google search of your name until you legally change it show that you are, according to Wikipedia, a white supremacist or a bigot of some kind. That's actually life-ruining shit. Celebrities can't get canceled in any meaningful way, including Grimes and Lizzo and Doja Cat. Like, these people weren't canceled, they were just criticized. And because they're celebrities, they think any criticism is equivalent to getting canceled. And not like I think it's fair, it makes sense, but still, like, you're fragile. And then this was compared to Chris Brown. One person said, Chris Brown was nice to me, so he never hit Rihanna. I agree with Grimes. When someone is nice to you, they're nice to everyone. Like Tarantino said with Weinstein. I never saw it happen in front of me. Grimes said, Rihanna has supported Chris Brown in the aftermath because Rihanna seems to care about restorative justice. Assuming Lizzo is guilty without a trial, which flies in the face of democracy, is funny to me. The same people who fight for restorative justice seem against it for someone who has been a figurehead for change and suffered greatly to fight for acceptance. In what way has Lizzo fought for change and suffered greatly?
I mean, if by suffered they just mean that, like, she has a job that has a certain amount of focus on one element of her of her personality or of her figure that's particularly controversial, and then it's used against her at the same time she uses it as a promotional tool, meaning her weight.
Lizzo has only benefited from being fat.
But she does get pushback, is what they're saying.
So what? Yeah. Everyone gets pushback for everything they do in life. I mean, that doesn't... I just don't understand how Lizzo is being praised as some kind of MLK Jr. for
that's all of
being fat
celebrity.
And a pop star at the same time.
That's all of Hollywood celebrity, is elevating everything you've ever done to the level of poetry because your words don't actually mean anything anymore. It's like when they talk about things being literally violence when it's not literally violence.
Yeah. Another person replied, coddling abusers is not part of restorative justice pathway. Nice try, though. Grimes said, yes, no one mentioned coddling abusers. The absolute worst case here sounds like hella people were drunk and no one was injured. Let's approach reality with logic. If it's true that Lizzo tried to attack one of her employees physically, like tried to assault one of them, and reportedly no alcohol was involved, she is a bad person. Simple as that. Like, and probably being universally praised by people like Grimes on the internet made her think that she was beyond reproach, and that's why this happened. And then Grimes had some thoughts on cancel culture here. She said, modern democracy is built on the principle of innocent until proven guilty. I don't know where she got that idea. Curious how so many speak loudly against fascism, yet demand a dismantling of the precarious luxury of freedom so few besides them, the very most privileged in all of history, have ever lived. How did this rhetorical trap overtake our civilization? And she also said, the cancel culture decision to assume guilt without due process, this seems aggressively destabilizing to public mental health. Since it's happened to me many times for things I didn't do, I can no longer accept it at face value. Prove me wrong. Grimes, I don't know why you think you were canceled just because people who are communists on the internet said that you were a class traitor for dating a billionaire.
I mean, all this just seems to me like something where it's somebody complaining about somebody comes to you in private and you have your discussions with them and you support them behind the scenes, and this is about supporting someone in front of the scenes. It just all seems very stupid to me.
Also, Rihanna making excuses for Chris Brown isn't about cancel culture. It's just when you're in the club, nothing you do can really get you ostracized from the club, unless you're Kanye. And then she had another hot take. She said, the aesthetics of pornography make me want to die. I don't know how beauty was decoupled from the erotic, but it's a crime against nature. Love without beauty is death. I think she was trying to prod Elon Musk into banning pornography from Twitter, which is unlikely to happen, but I support that take. The rest of this was just idiocy. Pure idiocy. And Grimes also seems to think that she's a political philosopher because she reads Marx. Cringe. That's all I'll say.
I mean, it's her support for somebody that she at the end of the day, all you really have to say is like, look, people have their biases. I know this person. I'm taking this person's side because I choose to trust my friend's word over that of the public.
Right. It's like what Shu On-Head said. Like, if my friends have bad takes, I'm going to be on their side because they're my friend.
Yeah, that's all she really had to say.
So if you want to just have loyalty to people who were nice to you, you can just come out and say that.
I mean, but that's not really how you. I don't know how you phrase that without it just being like a weird insertion. Just don't talk about it at all. But I don't know.
I mean, no one was begging for Grimes to give her take on Lizzo anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought of Grimes much in this situation either. But at the end of the day, I don't know if this is the type of thing where it really matters because Grimes' take on it isn't gonna be the one that people remember. What people are gonna remember is whether first of all, Beyonce addressed this and put her name back in the song that she would always reference. So she's already kind of back in the good graces of the public. And
back quickly, huh?
And at the end of the day, celebrities being awful to people isn't something shocking or new. This is par for the course when it comes to celebrity culture. I think this disappears in T-minus less than a week. I don't think anybody's going to care. The banana thing was funny and gross, and that's about the extent of it.
People are going to remember the banana allegations.
Yeah, that's all they'll, like, a year from now, like, somebody is going to, like, throw a banana smoothie at her on stage, and she's going to throw a microphone at them, and it's going to be funny, but it's not really going to matter. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.